colleague Darren Miller in experiencing symptoms of deja vu, because we had this exact debate just a few weeks before the Christmas recess, and I know Plaid and have a cooperation agreement with the Welsh Government, but I didn't know it meant regurgitating the government's infrequent debates. Clearly, Plaid and their puppet masters are fresh out of ideas. Our public services are on their knees, and rather than debate ways to solve the crisis, Plaid would once again rather debate constitutional or electoral arguments. It seems that voter ID is their new straw man, yet another attempt to spread fear, uncertainty and doubt. Spreading fear that people won't be able to vote, spreading uncertainty about the veracity of future elections, spreading doubts about the need for such changes. These are all spurious arguments, and voter ID is there to prevent fraudulent voters, not legitimate ones.
Will you take an intervention from Senedd Members, Gareth Davies?
I won't at the moment. I've only just started, so
okay.
I will make progress.
Your prerogative.
Thank you. These proposals didn't come from government. It was the Electoral Commission who suggested the need for voter ID. And it's not a Tory plot to deny left-leaning voters from taking part in elections. There is no need for these Machiavellian machinations, because the Labour Party are very good at turning off voters all by themselves. Just need to look at the fall of the Red Wall in 2019. But in all seriousness, these changes to our voting systems are not only warranted, they are vital if we are to maintain faith in the system. Plaid and Labour believe we don't need change. They claim that there's never been any incidents of voter fraud in Wales, therefore there is no need for voter ID in Welsh elections. But we've never suffered a terrorist attack on the centre of the state, so why do we bother having security and armed police? And my house has never been burgled, touch wood, so why do I bother locking my doors or having a burglar alarm?
You've generated more requests, in fact 3 for interventions. I'll tell you who they are, and you can decide whether you wish to accept them. Rhiannon Passmore, Jack Sargent, Jane Dodds, Senedd Members. You're proving very popular, Gareth.
I think it's a bit excessive, I think, so I will carry on.
Okay.
Time's marching on.
Your choice to carry on, and you have enough time. And I extend the time for interventions. But carry on.
Good to know, thank you. We put measures in place to deter such attacks and to prevent such attacks. Our voting system here in Wales may not have experienced widespread voting fraud, but we use the exact same system that they do on the other side of Offa's Dyke. And there's been numerous examples of voter fraud in England. I think it was the Tower Hamlets scandal in 2014 that springs to mind. And it was the Office of Democratic Institutions and Human Rights within the Organisation for Security and Cooperation in Europe, an organisation which observes elections across the world, who raised concerns about the vulnerabilities to fraud they have seen in the UK's voting systems. So yes, we do need the change. And thankfully, the UK government is implementing change for Westminster elections. They have secured their elections, but we're leaving the door wide open. Sadly, Labour implied hostility will mean our elections in Wales remain vulnerable to widespread fraud. And I would urge members, if they care at all about the security and veracity of future Welsh elections, then to support our amendment tonight. Thank you.